Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So today is Father's Day, and with that theme in mind, the title of the article I'm going to go over today is Hamptons Bachelors are getting vasectomies so gold diggers can't trap them. So this article is about a bunch of wealthy guys who are young and having a lot of fun, hooking up with a lot of women, but they're well aware that there are a lot of gold diggers out there, young women, that pretty much are looking for a meal ticket. So they hook up with these rich guys and actions are taken to try to increase the odds of them getting pregnant and having a great meal ticket for the next 20 years. So this article, guys, when I do this and you hear the whole article and you hear the stories, this doesn't mean I want you guys to go running out tomorrow, first thing Monday morning, and book a vasectomy at your local doctor. What I want you to do, though, is really pay attention to this story and be aware you got to be careful. Because unfortunately, and it does happen, there are women that will pull a bunch of crap to get pregnant and have a meal ticket for the next 20 years. It does happen. And I know some women may come on here and say that I'm full of shit. Well, I've had women email me and asking me to do stories on this, on articles. I've had women tell me stories about women they've known that have done this type of crap. And I'm sure there's countless guys out here that watch this channel that either that's happened to them, or they've known guys that things like that's happened, or they've known stories that happened. So I want you guys to protect yourselves. So again, the title is Hamptons Bachelors are getting vasectomies so gold diggers can't trap them. Oh, by the way, big shout out to Ash for sending me this story. Starts out saying, the latest Hamptons summer accessory, a vasectomy. When Scott, a male model who says he's in his 30s, kicks off the Hamptons high season this weekend at his Sag Harbor waterfront house, the unattached hunk won't have any reservations about hooking up with women he hardly knows. He's quoted as saying, I had a vasectomy a few months ago. Having a house in the Hamptons and being fairly well off, I've encountered some problems. Women trying to get pregnant. Said Scott, a regular on the society scene who earns a cool $500,000 a year. He recalled sex partners who have lied to him about being on birth control. It's a trick. They say, I love you. We don't need a condom. Guys, how many times have you been in that situation, right? Oh, we don't need a condom, or, I'm on the pill, and surprise, surprise, the poor unlucky bastards that find out a month later when she's late, surprise, she's pregnant, and you got a problem. Scott, who describes himself as Tarzan with light eyes, well, Scott definitely thinks highly of himself, typically beds up to 10 different women per summer and estimates that 20% of the single ladies he encounters are looking to trap a rich guy with a baby. The goal? At the very least, 18 to 21 years of child support and, in some instances, a green card for the mother since their child won't be born in the U.S. At best, Scott said, women want that Cinderella story of happily ever after, but I'm non-committal at this point in my life. So guys, if this is your lifestyle, you enjoy being single and just having rotations and hooking up with a lot of different women, cool. Makes you happy, go for it. Just be careful. Provide your own protection, okay? Now, obviously, you guys that are older and have more experiences, I'm preaching to the choir here, but for you younger guys that are a little less experienced, understand this kind of crap does happen. So, always provide your own protection, okay? And also, by the way, when you're done doing your business, make sure that you dispose of your protection. And you're going to see right here, there's a reason I'm saying that, okay? Don't just toss it in the trash can and walk away. You make sure that you take that thing and flush it down the toilet or whatever the hell you do with it, okay? And don't believe I'm on the pill crap, because I got plenty of stories about that, where girlfriend says to a guy, I'm on the pill, and surprise, 9 months later, Junior's born. I know 3 different people, 3 different guys, 2 of them are good friends of mine, where their girlfriends were, mid-30s, early mid-30s, definitely want to be married, be mommies, and guess what happened? That very thing. So be careful. It says here, area urologists report they're seeing more well-off bachelors request vasectomies ahead of the Hampton season. Matt, a divorced 41-year-old park slopper who works in media and drives a Jaguar convertible, had his vasectomy performed 4 years ago. At the beginning of May, anticipation of the summer, he said. It can take up to 3 months for sperm to be 100% eliminated, but for men who just can't wait, an ejaculate test can determine if their system is cleared sooner. He says, there's a spike in single guys who get the procedure in spring and early summer, said Dr. David Schusterman, a urologist in Midtown. He's quoted as saying, they don't want to be in a situation of being accused of fathering an unwanted baby, said Dr. Joseph Alukal, a urologist at NYU. That's their fear, being told you're paying for this kid until it's an adult. His quote is saying, this extortion happens all the time. Women come after them, they get pregnant, and want a ransom payment, said Schusterman. Some guys do an analysis of the cost. For 3 days of discomfort after vasectomy, it's worth millions of dollars to them. I know some guys have done this. To be honest, I haven't had this done because honestly, it scares the bejesus out of me. But I'll be honest with you, more and more as time goes on, I'm thinking about having it done. But I'm just psychotically careful. And quick story here. One of the dumbest mistakes I ever made in my life. I was 20 years old and it was a summer break from college. And I was at my girlfriend's house one night. And it was late at night. We were watching movies. And after her mom and dad went to bed and her brothers and sisters went to bed, one thing led to another on the couch, and you can put together what happened. But here's the thing. I didn't have any protection with me, but we went at it anyway, right? So after that, I went home, no big deal. I guess a few days later, she tells me I'm late. And I'm 20 years old at the time. And of course, being my mother's son, because my mother tends to assume the worst, prepare for the worst. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I just lost my mind for a second. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I immediately think the worst, that she's pregnant. So I'm freaking out, right? And I'm 20 years old, so it means I'm going to be a father at 21. And a few days later, she's still late. Nothing happened yet. A few more days later, she's still late. And I'm on full-on panic mode, really thinking like, holy shit, I can't believe I was this fucking stupid to do this. Well, fortunately, then the news came. She had her period, everything was cool, and I swear to God, I was practically ready to do cartwheels through the house. But the point is this, is I learned my lesson, and from that moment on, I never, ever did anything that stupid again. So always had protection, always provided my own protection, and disposed of my protection. So any of you guys ever get in a situation like that, don't let your hormones take over, because I'm telling you, that could cost you big time for the next 20 years of your life. Okay? I'm not perfect, I make mistakes, but I try to learn from them. All right, anyway, goes on to say, he says here, I never see a poor guy asking for a vasectomy. He added, rich guys are a population that's abused a lot. Well, duh. Just ask John, a 34-year-old bachelor who had the procedure this month. He asked that his name be changed for professional reasons. The real estate developer and Upper West Side resident who said he can have a different sex partner in the Hamptons every weekend doesn't want a repeat of last summer, when a woman he met at a party tried to pull a fast one after sex. Here we go, guys. Listen up here. She offered to dispose of the used condom, but when she was in the bathroom for a while, John got suspicious. He found the woman seated on the toilet and inserting his semen inside her. See what I'm talking about? Dispose of your own condoms, guys. She denied it. How can you deny it? If you walk in the bathroom and see a girl with your used condom doing that, what the hell? What are you denying, lady? Come on here. It says she denied it, but she tried to get herself pregnant, said John, who grabbed a towel and made her clean herself and then shower. After that, I have to be a lot more careful. I'm trying to picture this scene. You open the door and you see this going on, and you're like, give me that. Get your ass in the shower. Clean yourself up. I mean, especially now that he's bought a $1.5 million Southampton house. He's quoted as saying, I'm a single guy doing well. More girls come along. The vasectomy, he said, added is insurance. As added insurance, John has frozen his sperm in case he decides to one day have children with a woman he loves. Schusterman recommends this to his patients and points out that reversing a vasectomy has a success rate of about 50%. Any of you guys think about doing this? First of all, if any of you guys think about having a vasectomy, make sure you really think about this. I get it if you're young, you're like, I'm never getting married or I'm never having kids. You may change your mind. And I've learned in life, never say never. But apparently, obviously, you can have your sperm frozen just in case later on down the road you want to have kids. I have no idea how much it costs, let alone the storage costs, let alone unfreezing it and the whole procedure, but if that's something that you may think you want and you have the money to do so, that's an option. It says here, it's not that they don't want kids someday. He said they don't want kids on other people's terms. Manhattan matrimonial attorney Ira Gar said of such unplanned paternity cases, I deal with this every year. There's a potential to have to pay a lot of money. Pay out a lot of money. Apparently, child support is 17% of a father's salary up to $400,000, after which the amount is at a judge's discretion, according to Gar. For someone who makes $1 million a year, Gar estimates annual payments of $100,000, a total of $2.1 million until a child turns 21. Meanwhile, a vasectomy is typically covered by insurance and costs $1,000 out of pocket. Not that bad, guys. Gar gave a thumbs up to the Bachelors snip. It's a foolproof way to fool around and not get into trouble. Goes on, Alex, 37, already has 2 kids with his wife, but the healthcare administrator got a vasectomy late last year specifically so he could fool around, no strings attached, in the Hamptons. The downtown Brooklyn man and his spouse of 10 years are in an open relationship. But he almost screwed things up last summer when he got stealthed by a comely Russian model he met at a dinner in Southampton. During sex, the woman pulled off his condom. I asked, WTF, recalled Alex, but he didn't stop the sex. 2 weeks later, he got a call from the woman claiming she was pregnant. He's quoted as saying, could her motive have been to shake me down for child support? Duh, what do you think? I don't know, but it didn't work, thank God, said Alex, who never heard from the model again. It was a wake-up call. It's not like an STD you can treat. It's a kid. Yeah, well, he may hear from her later on down the road when things get difficult. He told his wife, who supported his decision to get the vasectomy shortly afterward. The question remains, surely there are women in the Hamptons looking for romance, but not pregnancy? Scott admitted that his choice of partners might be to blame. If it's that easy of a lay, there are probably strings attached. But he's not in a hurry to change things. In fact, he requested his last name be withheld so women wouldn't know he's shooting blanks. They just might move on if they have the motive to try to get pregnant. Yeah. If you're into hooking up and young, good-looking women that know they have a lot of options and are obviously looking for a meal ticket, you say right away you get a vasectomy, they might not be interested. But that's your own decision. So anyway, guys, I thought this was a good video to do, especially for you young guys or a little bit less experienced. Again, I'm not saying go out there and get a vasectomy tomorrow. I'm just saying being aware that these things can happen and there is that option on the table. Just really, really, really think about this before you make this major decision. In the meantime, be extremely careful. Do not buy that I'm on the pill routine. Do not buy that I'll provide the protection routine, because there are stories girls poke holes in the condoms. When you're done your business, take that condom with you, flush it down the toilet, make sure it flushes, or wrap it up. Do whatever you got to do, just get rid of it, okay? It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this, any experiences, any crazy stories. I'd love to hear from. And also, young guys watching this and they read the comments, let them benefit from your experience and your knowledge. It will help them out. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you later.